Aren't you concerned you could infect other people if you get sick inside?
No.
People who don't go to this
No.
church.
I'm covered in Jesus' blood. No. I'm covered in Jesus' blood.
Totally understand you, man, because I do also want to be covered in Jesus' blood. Hey guys, welcome back to the Sensu Pop channel for another jank deck profile. This is the Ginyu draftbox 4 cards. I love this card so much for the artwork and also for the mechanics, which is very interesting. Once per turn, your opponent reviews the top card of his deck. If it's a battle card, this card gains dual attack, double strike, so it becomes a 20k dual attack, double striker for 3 costs, which is a lot of value for the card, but you have to make sure that it is a battle card when your opponent reviews it. My hand's really getting out of control. At the point of time that it was launched, it was mainly down to luck. There was no efficient way to make sure that the top card was a battle card, so I kind of put it off playing this card. With the recent release of Draftbox 5 and the Universe 10 cards and their mechanics, I guess it is time to revisit the Ginyu card again. So, see you guys after the short intro, alright? Hey guys, welcome back from the intro. First up, thank you so much for all the feedbacks that I received for this new format. So we are going to continue with this new format. Hopefully it helps with the explanation better of the deck, right? First up, the leader. Hirudigan, generically good blue leader. It has good super combo, and then we are going to play the big boss blue monster. Alright, the Hirudigan monster. So Hirudigan, if you don't know, once per turn, when you attack, you drop a battle card, you draw 2. Pretty good. And then on his awakened side, he's untapped 2. On his awakened side, when he attacks, he draws a card. And when you have 4 more energy, when you attack, your opponent has to place a card from their hands to the top of the deck at random. Not random, he chooses, alright, but you don't see it. So main star of the deck we are going to talk about. So of course it's the Ginyu card. Activate main once per turn. Your opponent reviews the top card of the deck. And if it's a battle card, this card gains double strike and dual attack for the duration of turn. If it's not, it gets a minus 15. It won't die, but it becomes a 5k, so you can't even swing with it. So, and then we are Murichi. We are going to play with a lot of Universe 10 cards. Universe 10 cards are pretty good, I think, in my opinion. And they are kind of cheap right now, except for this Ubino. Please take a look at the Ubino card. That is really good. I'm not playing this card here because I don't have space for it. But this deck has the potential to become a really good Universe 10 together with this leader. Alright, so double strike. Barrier for 4 costs. What do you get? Activate main once per turn. Your opponent reviews the top card of the deck. If it's a battle card, it gets plus 5k and double dual attack. So what does it mean? So if your opponent's top card is a battle card, your Ginyu becomes a 20k double strike dual attack, and your Murichi becomes a dual attack 25k double striker. So it is so good. So we play 3 copies of them because they are going to be our main star. How are we going to achieve to make sure that the top card it's a battle card? This is where we are going to get into. Alright, so we go to so the goal is to take advantage of your opponent's draw and maybe break them. So you want to manipulate the top draw and make sure that it's a battle card, so you take advantage of that. And if it's not, you know, you could also play around with what they are drawing in, right? So here we go, the main support. So Gowatsu. This is a 1-drop Draftbox 5. Even though it's a Draftbox 5 card, it's relatively cheap because it's a common card, right? So activate main once per turn. Look at top 3 cards of your opponent's deck and place them back in any order that you want. So you could put a battle card on top, you could put 2 battle cards on top, you could do whatever you want. So just take a look at top 3, you don't need to show your opponent, take a look at top 3, place it, and so you kind of know what they're going to draw, right? And then we're going to play our 3 negates, which is Universe 10, Assemble, Counter Attack, Negate the attack. Then you look at up top 3 of your opponent's deck, so to make sure that you can do this, right? So you look at top 3 of your opponent's cards of his deck, and then you put them back in any orders that you want. So you want to theoretically put a battle card on top so that you can go on with your combo, right? And then you get to choose up to 1 of your battle cards with energy Universe 10, cards with energy 2 or less, and then you play it. So you could play this Gowatsu. If you negate, then you play Gowatsu. So in case that they draw so much that they release the 10, they remove that 3 cards on top, you still have Gowatsu that you can activate main, and then you reshuffle them again. So you just keep on reshuffling their deck to make sure that either you break them or you make sure that they draw a battle card. So they're gonna review a battle card so they can swing at them. Alright, and then we have the big boss monster. So Hirudegan, this is the power boosters, relatively cheap one. So he is a blocker and he's a 10k during your turn, during your opponent's turn. During your turn, it's a 10k, so you can't really swing with him. What does he do? He is basically an evolved target for this guy. So let's go, and this is a free play if you have Minota and Tapion in your drop area, right? So Colossus, Manus, Hirudegan, big boss monster. Boom. So what we're gonna do here is that EX evolve for 4 energy. This card is a terror when it comes out, right? So you want to maybe swing with a 4-drop, 3-drop Ginyu and Murichin first. Then at the end, drop this guy on top of them. When you play this card, choose up to one of your opponent's battle card and 1 card from their hands. You choose at random, so you just pick one. You put them back on top of the deck in any order. So what you want is to make sure that you put the battle cards on top, then you slot it back on top of the deck, so that you can activate main with Ginyu and Murichin, so that it's also a battle card, so that you can swing with the double striker, right? 20k, 25k, dual attack double striker. It's gonna be horrible to deal with them. And your opponents, when your opponent, and also this is not just it, when your opponent attacks, you get to send this card, yeah, and you get to send this card to the warp, one card from your hands, and then you send it to the warp, and you negate the attack. Yep. At the end of your turn, at the end of your opponent's, at the start of your next main phase, he comes back again to your area, so you can swing with him once again. He has barrier. So when you play this, when you play this card, then when he comes back, your opponent has to, you can pick one of their battle cards and 1 cards from your hands and send it to put on top of the deck again. So they're gonna keep on drawing the cards that they already have, so they do not recycle. If they have a bad hand, they are gonna stuck with the bad hand, because if they're gonna attack again with one of their cards, either with the leader card or anything, right? And you're gonna negate the attack again. So he's a free negate every single turn. And at the same time that he also destroys one of their battle cards and one cards from their hands. So every single time. So he gains values again and again. So this is a pretty awesome card. However, when it comes to the main support, your whole idea is to manipulate the top cards of the deck, and this can be also a game ender at the same time. So you can put battle cards on top and also at the same time end the game. So this is how it goes, right? Now, let's talk about some card staple that we have. So of course we have Minotia, and then we have Tapion. Minotia, it's pretty good because of your leader's ability. When you put a card, you get to draw 2. So, but if you put him into the drop area, which you kind of need to make sure that you bring out the big Hirudegan bosses, you get to choose 1 Hirudegan, the Wanderer, from your deck. So when you drop him, you actually blast 3. With this guy, either he becomes an easy energy or he becomes a free 5k combo. You are not going to need him in your deck, so don't play him. Don't play him at all. Either use it as your energy or a combo power, right? So this is the thing. When it comes to Tapion, it's also a self-awaken, so you could cut cards for 3 and then you take 2 cards from your life and add it into your hands. That is something that you can do. So he is also that, alright? So with Tapion and Minotaur, make sure that they are in your drop area. If you have them, drop them with your leader's ability so that you get the Hirudegan out when you need them, alright? And then we are going to talk about the defensive option with Lily Blue, which is another Universe 10 card, which I think it's really good. So for 2 energy, right? When you play this card, your opponent reveals the top card of the deck. If it's a battle card, you get to choose one of your opponent's battle card. Of course, barrier gets around it. But if the card is big, like 6 cores, 7 cores, but it has no barrier, you get to take the card and then you return it back to its owner's hands. So for 2 costs, that's pretty crazy, right? If But more than just that, just to give you an additional value, if the card is not a battle card, you get to draw a card. That's pretty good. So you get a you get a creature removal, a very powerful creature removal, and then you get to draw a card. There is no downside to this card, and this card is a 15k. That means you can swing. And you know what? If you have the Universe 10 negates, I'm gonna put it right here on the screen, or here. Yeah, most probably it's here. Yeah, it's here on the screen. You could play her for free. So what you're gonna do is, if their leaders, they have something on the board which is like maybe 6k, 7k, you know, like the big baby or something like that. When their leader swing, you negate the attack with a Universe 10 negate. Then you look at top 3, put a battle card on top. Then with the negates ability, play Lily Blue. When you play Lily Blue, bounce back the apes back into their hands. So this is crazy if you think about this combo, right? Now you have Champa, I think we don't need to talk about it, and Frosty Deadly Poison, go read about this, I don't think we need to. It's a very, very good counterplay. The reason 2 copies is enough, the reason why we play 3 is just to make sure that we have the multicolor energy when we need it, yeah. And here we go, the general staple, we play Dimensional Magic and Hoi, the super combo, so 4 Peace and 4 check land, and of course 3 Sensu Bean. For consideration for your sideboard is that Desperate Measure. Desperate Measure, it's a pretty good card, especially against if you swing so much, like do attack, you know, with the leader and stuff like that. One of the things that could really stop you in your track is, of course, when you're playing against red, it's Topo. However, when it comes to Desperate Measure, when you swing, if they topple, you bounce it back. Of course, the attack is negated, but your opponent has to drop them 1 card, and if they have to drop them 1 card. And the worst thing is, so they kind of they tap 2 energy, and their second auto, which is your opponent, you cannot, to stop you from attacking further, that doesn't work because you already bounce it back just for 1 energy. So it stops anything for 3 costs. It is really, really good. And if you want to take care of anything for Barrier of Hope, which is a really good card for 3 costs, you pick any cards from your opponent's area that ignoring barrier, and then you bounce it back into their hands. It's not as good as putting them into drop area because they can recast it the next time. However, you get to draw 2 cards also for this, right? So Barrier of Hope, it's a really good card in my opinion. That's really that's something that you can play, especially if you're playing against the U7 Invoker deck. Maybe Barrier of Hope, it's what I would say it, right? So this is the deck. I hope you like it. Of course, in the end, I'm gonna put in this so that you guys who wants to create a deck, this is the full deck list with the full amount of thing from Shenron's Lair. And I hope this is easier for you guys, right? So stay safe, stay healthy. I hope you like the deck. I really enjoyed playing this one. Finally, we got to play with this card. I'm so happy. See you guys after the see you guys in the next video. All right, ciao. Stay safe, guys.